Yes, we finally brought in our first player in our Moneyball series. Hello everybody, welcome back to our Moneyball series here with Barnsley. Now Matthew Platt does come in for 100 grand. This is our first Moneyball signing. Now we signed him because he had unbelievable success in his tackle percentage and his win percentage and headers as well, and loads of other things. So he's the first player that comes in, and he's going to be our backup centre back because defending hasn't really been the big issue. We did concede 2 goals in the last game, but one of them was at the end of the game. We were trying to see out the game. So he comes in to be our backup centre back. We need a centre back that can go out initiating to tackles quite a lot during the match because he's going to play on the side. He's going to be in areas that an orthodox centre back probably wouldn't get into too often. So that's what we were sort of looking at with him. And the fact that he won so many headers is really important, only being 6 foot. And if he's only 6 foot, I just feel like he must be decently quick as well. If he's only 6 foot and he's winning that many headers and he's quite light, for him to be a centre-back and survive at this level, he's got to be quick, is my sort of assumption as well. So if we look at this, I didn't actually look at this at the time because we didn't really get a chance to scout him too much. It doesn't say that he's fast. So that could be a bit of a problem. Maybe I've misread that, but we'll see. We'll see how things go. Harry Cornick comes in because he had unbelievable success for his goals and goals attempts for the team that he was playing in and shots on target ratio, all that kind of stuff. So he comes in, we managed to get him for 300 grand, 400 grand after all the fees are considered. And he's a good signing. And Nishan Burkhardt, he only had the 1 start for his club, but he had some good stats and good match rating. And he was able to bring in on loan. I think that on loan, you can really take a gamble on a small, sample size. Now, we're taking far smaller sample sizes than we'll ever do in future seasons. We'll never have a sample size so small again when we go forwards into future years. It's just because right now, if we are going to make any transfers in the first transfer window, it has to be us gambling on a small sample size and hoping for the best. So that's what's happened so far. In news to bring you, James Bree did actually request a transfer because he wasn't able to join us. So he's had an offer put on him and they've accepted it. We offered him a contract. So he'd come in to be our right wing back, our first choice right wing back as well, which is interesting because Callum Britton has been good out there, but I get the feeling he's just a bit of an orthodox fullback, could play on the side of a back 3. So that would be interesting there to see that going forwards. And that's pretty much it. So we're going to go into today's game then against Birmingham. Jack Walton's going to be in goal, Jordan Williams, Hellick and Kitching at the back, with Britton and Vito as the 2 wing-backs, Palmer and Queen as 2 central fielders, Stiles as the pivot, then Cornick and Morris to start off up front. I've just terminated Claudio Gomez's loan because he's on £6 a week and he's not going to play, so I just thought, why not send him back? And then he's going to be gone and he's about to go back. So this is currently our squad size, still quite big. I'm trying to get rid of Corley Woodrow and we'll see. Eventually what we'll start doing, as soon as the transfer window closes, we'll start to select the players based on their stats. So all the overviews that we've got, we can start to use as a custom squad view, and we'll then use like that to select who our centre-backs are going to be and all that kind of stuff. So that'll be in the future. We'll still carry on with what's been happening for now, because we still need to build up that sample size and just carry on with what's been working so far. So we've got Birmingham today, which we're going to play, keep the tactic as is and see what happens, and then Bournemouth away, and we'll see what happens there. So let's get into the game. Assistant manager says, I want to be impressed today, go out there and put on a show. Okay. We're underway, and yet again, the opposition are playing a 3 at the back system. They always play the 3-5-2 that's different to ours. Kitching has it into Cotton Morris, into Queener, into Palmer, shoots, it's blocked. Callum Britton, your last start probably for a while, unless I'm moving to centre back. We could do actually. Cornick has it, what's he going to do? Callum Britton. Oh, it's a penalty. Disgusting referee, get the cards out, it was disgusting. Here we go, it's going to be Cotton Morris with the penalty. Scores 1-0 Barnsley, come on, we're good at home. We are good at home. I'm feeling the energy of this now, come on boys, here we go. He could go to centre-back. You could take out one of these 2. I'd have to look at the stats to see which one to take out. Move Britton to centre-back. He'd have to learn to play those, so he might not have as good stats for one. That's 2-0 Cornick with the tap-in. And then you would, take out him, put him at centre-back and play the new right wing-back in there for our new signing, James Bree. And, a bit fortunate to say the least. They are winning though, Luton. Good lads. Against a team that could be a title challenger, so that's good. Yeah, because we're up there right now. We've won our home games. We've drawn our away games so far. That will get you close to promotion, I think, if you can keep that up. After I'm going to say I think we're doing well, but we can go up another gear. I'm going to take off Remy Vito and throw on Clark Odor. He actually looks like he could be a good player. He's worth quite a lot of money. He's central midfielder, but he's left-footed, so we'll try that. Corner can come off, and we'll throw on Nishan Burkhardt. They can replace each other. And we'll take off Hillick, and we'll throw on Matt Plant for his debut as well. As we've absolutely dominated. What I like so far is the amount of clear-cut chances we've been getting is quite impressive. One of those was a penalty, right? So we can't get too carried away. But Yeah, really, it's been a penalty and a set piece goal, so we aren't really doing that one in possession, I suppose. But yeah, wow. We can only do so much. We switch it across to Palmer and we give it away. This could be a highlight for Birmingham. So we're going to get a chance to try and set up the game with a goal lead. By the looks of it, they don't score. We'll leave it then for this. We'll leave it until they score, so it gives us something to like go more defensive to. Corner whipped in, headed away. We really should have been going for that. I don't know who that was. Was it Nishan Burkhardt? I think it was. Keeper saved it. It's tapped in. It's not going to be offside. No, okay. So this is what we'll do then. We'll go time wasting up. Actually going to move him out to the side. And then we'll go like, guess that, and then that. And see how that goes. There's a highlight instantly. Come on, please don't do this to me. Tina has it, plays it through. We're giving it away. Styles, Palmer, Britton to Burkhardt, who's going to dribble at them. Britton, Palmer, far post, Keena, surely. Britton, one of you's got to do it. Oh, over the bar. Free kick late on here for us. It's going to be put in by Jordan Williams, and that is the end of the game. Phew. 3-1 victory for Barnsley. Good work, everybody. That was nice work, everybody. That was good. So the next thing I want to look for is a central midfielder that can dribble up players and can take players on. So I'm looking at dribbles per game to be listed top to bottom, right? So that's what we're going to look at here for some players. I want to look at a midfielder that can take players on, dribble past them, that kind of thing. So now Jan Dander here has only got one start and one sub appearance with a massive pass completion rate. But what he's got that's quite interesting is 4.29 chances created per match. And he's also then got 2.50 dribbles per game. Now, when it's per 90 minutes, the appearances can afford to be less because it's still, taking into account the amount of games they've played. Although obviously you can always have a one-off good game. But that's interesting because that's still quite high if that counts his sub appearance. Like, I'm just looking across the board at him. He looks, although there's bad match rate in there, which is why I don't always want to look at the average rating. Also, that can be low because you played in the team that lost, even though he's a good player and played pretty well for his role. But just naturally, the ratings will go down if you get beat. So Jan Dander looks right, and I'm pretty sure I've used Jan Dander before in like the previous FM. So I know what type of player he is. I have no idea how good he is on FM20, FM22. But I already know the type of player that he is, and he looks like he's the right kind of player. I've completely forgot about him, to be honest. But that's another reason why I'm going to shortlist him. I'm going to try and buy him as well, because he's the right kind of player to play as our central forward attack, I think. Now, normally what I would do is I wouldn't just buy him blindly. I would scout him to make sure he does not have comes deep to get ball, because if he has that, this is a complete waste of time. We won't have the money for that, but we don't have the time for that because of the transfer window, right? So we need to just take a chance. So let's go with something like that. Right. It's going to be a lot of money to pay out for somebody if we don't go up as well. And Andy's no good for us. So I'm actually quite happy with going with Jan Dander for that. So I'm happy with that. I'm happy with those things. I'm not sure if he's a good enough backup left wing back. He could be. Is he fast? What do we reckon, coaches? Okay, so I'm not going to worry about a left wing back then. I'm going to use Remy Vita as our first choice, and he'll be our backup, and he can play central midfielder as well. So I'm actually not going to bother with the left wing back then, so that's good. We've got the right wing back situation sorted. We've then got our central midfielder sorted in Dander. Strikers have signed. We've got a centre back. If he could learn to play to play centre back, that would be good, because he can then. Let's get him working on that as well, because then he can be our replacement in the back three. So we could try that. I still probably want another one. I've got to be honest, I think that's probably going to do us for players, Like, I don't think we're going to need anything else. Like, we've got enough to start us off and see how we go up, and then see how we go. I don't think we need to actually push for too much more in the squad, to be honest. Maybe a proper starting centre-back could be nice, because we don't know whether Callum Britton will work. How tall is he? He's 5'11". I don't know whether he's going to work as a side centre-back in our system. It's a bit of a risk. Like, I may get another centre-back, but apart from that, that's pretty much going to be it. So what we'll do then is we'll end this here, and I'll see you in a second then for the Bournemouth game. And welcome back, everybody. So we're going to look at the team a little bit here then. I put out provisionally what I think might be the first team. Let's have a quick look at the stats here. Right, so my filters that I did here for the scouting, I can't import into the squad overview because they're not the right kind of filters, I guess. So rather than, at least for now, for this episode, rather than me spending now like an hour recreating all of them again on the squad overview, I managed to find a way to do it in the scouting section. So I've just got exclude. It normally has by default excluding your own players. All you need to do is untick that and then search club is Barnsley and then, centre back. So then what we do here is we're going to go to our import view. This sounds really complicated, I think, if you're not following this correctly. So hopefully you followed that all right and it made sense. So that's where we are here. So this is just our own players now that we've got, everybody that's played so far. So if we look at anybody that's made a mistake so far, nobody's made a mistake leading to a goal. Key tackles, Liam Kitchen's got 3. So you would expect, looking at that, maybe he should play rather than Helic. Although Helic's been at the centre, he's been on the side. Tackles per game is good. Tackle ratio, 86% is very good. Headers 1. So Helic is very good in the air. You would expect. Well, he's playing as the middle centre-back as well, but he's also got a good success rate. So it's actually quite hard. I think if I'm going to keep somebody in the middle, I think I've already got Helic in. I think I back that with my own stats here, with everything that I've seen. Jordan Williams has scored 2 goals on the right, so he's staying anyway, but he's getting moved to the left. So maybe we could just play Callum Britton on the left and keep Jordan where he was. Could do that, I suppose. I mean, I'm guessing these stats are from the reserves at the end of 23 or something, but so I've not played him at all. So that's interesting if it is. He's played it for them and it's including their stats. That's going to be really useful. Maybe it is better to do it this way. So that's the only position at the moment that's like really up in the air about who we play. I think everywhere else, striker, we could look at the striker one, but I'm pretty sure this is going to be quite self-explanatory here. Shot accuracy, Devontae Cole's our starting striker with Harry McCormick. So at the moment, Harry Cornick and Cotton Morris are our 2 starting strikers. Devontae Cole has got listed above him for shots, percentage expected goals. It's got Devontae Cole second. They're way behind Cotton Morris. Shots per 90. He's quite far ahead there. Devontae Cole scores lower in pretty much every category than Cotton Morris. And Harry Cornick's only got 1 game, so it's not quite fair. But just everything, somebody else seems to do slightly better than him. So yeah, I think that's pretty self-explanatory. I don't think there's anything else really to look at. Maybe central midfield's the last one we could look at here. Look at dribbles per 90, see who's the most reliable for that. Romel Palmer's the box-to-box midfielder. He's got loads more dribbles per match than Queener, but he's on his natural side. I think that does play an effect a little bit in Foot Manager, more than it probably should do in real life. To be honest, I'm not seeing anything out of whack in the stats. And while we're winning, that seems to be our best chance of winning is with the players we've currently got, according to this. I do think Clark Odo needs to be in the team. He's actually got some pretty good stats across the board. Key pass is even quite good from left wing back. So it could be actually, let's look at left wing back. That's an interesting one. It's going to be slightly outweighed by the fact that Odor has played as a central midfielder as well as a wing back, whereas Remy Vita's just played as a wing back. So let's look here. So dribbles per game. Well, it's not even close, is it? He's not really started a game, bless him, Odor, so he's not really got much to win here. Oh, okay. So yeah, our win ratio works for our own players, which doesn't work for other clubs. Okay, that's fine. Tackles per game, it's not even close there. Tackle percentage 100. So to be honest, right now, we're winning, and so far, the stats are backing up all of our decisions. So we've currently got, statistically, from a Moneyball perspective, that is our best team, statistically, on the field as it currently is in this thing. The only thing that's up for grabs is the fact that we've just put James Bree in. He's got no stats to work off yet. But everybody else is the best player for the job. Callum Britton should probably be in the team, but so the first thing to look at is James Bree and Callum Britton, because if James Bree scores similar to Britton as a wing back, and we're losing, maybe a case of putting Britton back there, and then we put an actual centre back in there at centre back. So that's an option. Jan Danda is going to get his chance at some point. He's only just come back from an injury, so I'm quite excited about where this goes. It's going to be a bit of a shock to the system here, playing against Bournemouth instead of some of the other sides that we've played at home, but we'll see how things go. Assistant manager says the media have given you a lot of credit lately. I suppose they have, yeah. Fair enough. Our Moneyball system's working all right. We finally play against a back 4. This is interesting then. They'll try and pin us back and probably play on a pretty high mentality you would expect, being Bournemouth and being at home. So we're going to engage fairly high, but not completely all the way. It's a standard line of engagement. They're just going to occupy the back line. That's okay then. So Remy Vita gets in, wins a header. Good. Recording saying surely 1v1. Can he finish it? No, he doesn't. That was close though. Helic's stats in the air were amazing for a centre-back, which is impressive to see just how much he can add as well if you're only watching the game and key highlights were extended. I do think maybe in hindsight, playing Callum Britton in the back 3 for the first time in his life on the game, it probably isn't the best thing to have done in this game. Probably could have played it more safe. I might take him up actually, just because I don't want him to cost us a goal. Might even do it at half-time. Yeah, we'll do it here. We'll say Rhino Dogs, but give the fans a performance to cheer for. I'll make that change. They'll put Kitchen in there as the left centre back. There's a highlight instantly here. They're going to break through. Hopefully, it's not on our new centre back we've just put on. Isn't going to cost us a goal, is he? Oh, they played in behind right there. Wow, that was close. Take from me Vita as well and put on Odor at left wing back. Give me a highlight just before that change is made though. James replaces Harry Cornick, back to James Bree, who I've not put any of the existing players. I'm going to hold that thought on. Cornick's in and it's in. 1-0 to Barnsley. Come on, boys. What a move. I was just saying there that I've not put any training on the existing players, but I've only started putting training like quickness or agility on new players because, I don't know, I just felt like that I know where they're being brought into play, so it's just easier to target them for now. And Cornick makes it 1-0 to Barnsley. Highlight here for potentially Bournemouth. They get the ball on the left-hand side. Our left there, right. Sorry, Odor gets it. He's going to have to ping us clear. Devante Cole gets it. He's he runs around a lot, which doesn't really seem to get many shots on target. He's like the striker that just won't score often. He's in there. Devante Cole, and that's pretty much sums up his stats, doesn't it? So the Moneyball system's working. We know what we've got with our players. I hope this can go away. This is starting to piss me off. I don't care about your opinion. Go away. Right, time wasting goes up, and then we do this again. We're going to go ball playing, defender, defend. Ball playing, defender, defend. Right, hopefully that works. Barnsley Football Club hold up for the 1-0 victory. That's another clean sheet in the league. This is unbelievable. That was really special, lads. Congratulations. Well, you know you're onto something here when you've got two players with a 100% win ratio. So that's good from James Bree and Harry Cornick. Good start, lads. Thank you very much for your efforts so far. That's good. Do you know what? I've got to be honest with you. I am really, really enjoying this. This is so fun to look at, just looking at the stats, picking the players based on the stats. Like, I knew the recruitment was going to be, the first part of it was going to be fun and trying to get as many players in as we could, but with a small sample size. But now to start picking players based on stats. And what's quite nice is to know that so far we haven't got too much to do. The players have pretty much performed how I want them to. The stats have backed up our selections pretty much so far. The only thing to look at really then is Callum Britton and James Bree to see whether we need to play Liam Kitching in there long term, but every game that goes by, Callum Britton learns to play centre back more, so I don't know, we'll see. Team conceded per 90 is quite interesting. Like, Liam Kitchen's got 0.55, Michael Hellick's got 0.35, and then you've got Britton at 0.59, although he's played most of his games at wing back. It'd be nice if there's a quick way to switch and see all this stuff per position, but I think that's going to be a lot to ask for. Maybe it's a feature request for next year. But yeah, that's looking good. I'm really happy with that. I hope you're enjoying the series and you follow along and you're excited. I was pretty much blown away by the feedback and the comments on the first episode because I wasn't sure how it would do. I wasn't sure what the interest level was like for something like this. I really wasn't. I didn't know whether this would do well or not, or if it would even take off at all. But thank you very, very much. Thank you to every single person that liked, commented, did anything. I really appreciate it on the channel. We've got a stage where both series at the moment are doing really well. Now, the channel might not have the most subscribers of all the Football Manager YouTube, kind of channels that are out there. But taking into account the subscribers and then the actual response and the enthusiasm and the comments and being part of a community, this is just amazing to be a part of, to have as many comments and interactions we get on the videos for the size of a channel that we are. It's just amazing. So thank you to all of you, and please keep doing it because it's amazing. It really helps you to keep going and to know what direction you're taking the channel in and the videos in. So we started off by getting a better mic. Somebody moaned at me about a year ago for that, so there you go, you're welcome. So we're making improvements to the channel. We're going to keep going, and my job at Sports Interactive doesn't affect making content, so that's absolutely fantastic. And thank you to them for allowing me to keep doing this. And thank you to all of you for watching. I'm enjoying this series so much, I can't even get across to you. Go watch Moneyball if you haven't seen the film. It's amazing, by the way. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.